Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live forecast update. Back from vacation, recharged, and ready to get into it. As things a little cloudy out there. We did have some rain in Chattanooga earlier, and we're going to see increased chances of rain, and we're going to eventually back those temperatures off a little bit. They've definitely been running above normal. You know, today is the first full day of fall, and not really feeling all that, especially with the humidity outside. But anyway, let's take a live look right there in Chattanooga as we've still got the mostly cloudy skies. Again, we had some rains earlier. They're kind of falling apart a little bit, but we're going to get some more rain in here, especially going into tomorrow afternoon and going into Thursday. We'll see higher rain chances. Looks like a lot of Tennessee is going to get under some rain. Looking across North Georgia, seeing some cloudy skies up here as well as some residual showers just kind of decaying, brought leftover clouds across the area, and we'll continue to see that here for the rest of the afternoon. Now, going into tomorrow, we do have a severe weather risk, especially with a cold front moving at us. Could see some isolated severe thunderstorms. We're talking about some gusty winds, talking about some lightning, some brief heavy rains, a possibility. In some sections of Tennessee, you're going to see some pretty decent rainfall amounts. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Right now, looking at the local radar, seeing that rain back over portions of Tennessee, over near Tullahoma, and up across the northeastern sections of Alabama. Notice it's kind of falling apart here, really. It's kind of running into high pressure just off toward the east there. So I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this. Again, better chances of rain coming in to Wednesday night and Thursday, and that's why I think we'll see a little more coverage here across our area. Looking at the regional satellite again, you can see some of that decaying activity out there as that continues to move on off toward the east and south. So I'm really not doing a whole lot other than kind of helping to keep the temperatures down just a little bit. It would definitely be warmer across our area if it wasn't for this cloud cover. Seeing some scattered storms here across portions of Missouri and northern Arkansas. But again, with that disturbance kind of riding out of the middle of the country, a little upper level low, that's going to give us a little bit better chance of rain. Here's your regional perspective here. Again, kind of seeing that old decaying stationary front there. Again, see some of the rains definitely keeping the temperatures down a bit here for today. I think it'll be warmer tomorrow, and then we'll see that cool down come our way once the front moves in with a better rain chances going into Thursday, and a little more seasonable, I think, for the weekend. I think the weekend's not looking all that bad. Now, we are past the peak of the hurricane season, but things are really active, almost identical to what we saw last year, where things really kind of picked up that last week in September and early October. The only difference here is we're not getting the activity to form down in this area. It's out here in the Atlantic. So right now, Gabrielle is going to be moving away. We're not worried about this one. This one's probably going to curve this way on out, but this one might get a little bit closer. This one may get to the Outer Banks here, but again, nothing coming into the southeast. So I think we're going to be looking okay here for the most part, unless we get something to form down into the Caribbean or into the Gulf. Right now, it should stay quiet. Again, here's your satellite imagery. Again, Gabrielle, a major hurricane here, as it's pulling away, but this is Invest 93 and 94 down here that we'll continue to watch. And I do expect we're going to see both become named storms. Roberto's our next named storm, and Imelda is the one after that. So we could see two more named storms here potentially later this week. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's go take a look at our regional forecast model, high resolution model. You kind of seeing the scattered rains here that are moving across Tennessee. Not a whole lot showing up there in Georgia. So I think Georgia, for the most part here, is going to see isolated storms, but coming a little more dynamic going Wednesday night and going to Thursday as that frontal system begins to push on in across the area. So that's what we're going to be seeing there. Yesterday, the Weather Prediction Center was putting excessive rainfall amounts across North Georgia. It did back off on that, as it looks like a lot of this is going to be up into Tennessee. So give you an idea. Here's a snapshot here showing you the rainfall amounts. You notice the heavier rainfall amounts here across Tennessee. Not so much here across North Georgia. Again, this goes till about 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Now, you folks across North Georgia got a better chance of seeing some of that rain coming in as we go into your Thursday afternoon. So let's look at your forecast maps here as I go ahead and put this into motion for you here. Again, kind of watch this timestamp here as I kind of try to get through the timeline here from our friends from the National Weather Service office. Again, we're going to see that frontal system coming at us going into late Wednesday. So this is late in the day on Wednesday. You see that dark green, so pretty good rains there from the Midwest all the way down into the southeast. And it looks like a wet start there on Thursday. So you're definitely seeing the wet conditions here across our area as that frontal system moves on in. Now, the good news is this should clear on out for the weekend. We might still see a slight chance of rain going into Saturday and Sunday. See some of that light green kind of lingering back. European kind of hinting at this as well. But I think we're going to see things improve through the weekend and looking pretty good going into early next week. And temperatures, not bad either. Right near normal, maybe slightly above. It should be a little bit better out there for the most part. So here's our forecast here for tomorrow. Expecting a little more sunshine than what we saw today. Late day storms, what we're tracking with the frontal system coming at us, looking at 88, 68. Very much summer-like. Normal highs 84 and 60 this time of year. So we're definitely running above normal there. Looking at your overnight lows tonight, again, any evening storms or showers around this evening should diminish. We'll see mostly middle upper 60s. So very summer-like, very kind of muggy out there for tonight. And the daytime highs mostly upper 80s, maybe a low 90 down there toward Calhoun at 91. But definitely seeing above normal temperatures for most areas here going into Wednesday. Regionally looking like this, the higher rain chances over Nashville and Memphis at 84 and 81. And very summer-like. Look at all the 90s still across the southeast, still holding on to that here going into the 24th of September, looking a bit on the hot side. Next 7 days shaping up like this, as we're going to see, again, a higher rain chance there on Thursday, 80%. Seeing Friday at 30%, maybe lingering in the morning. And then 80, 65, 82, 62 there on Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, not looking all that bad there. Looking pretty good. Temperatures back in low 60s. Overnight lows kind of holding in the low 80s or so. So fairly close to average. Not looking too bad here, but looks like we have to deal with some wet weather here for late tomorrow night and into Thursday. I know it's been a bit on the dry side. We've had some drought conditions kind of increasing, especially across Alabama, Georgia to some degree, but so we'll get a little bit of rain out of this, and then we'll see things begin to dry out. Now, I'm going to be watching those tropical systems very religiously, because if we get a significant hurricane like we did with Aaron that is off the eastern seaboard, that'll play a big factor here on what our weather conditions here going into October are going to be like. So it's very important to kind of watch what goes into the tropics. Even if we're not getting a direct landfall, it can impact the overall weather pattern, and that's what I'll be looking for in the days ahead. All right, again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Again, if you're watching here on Facebook, make sure you give us a thumb and a follow. And if you're give us a like. And then if you're watching over on the YouTube side, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates. All right, that's y'all's update for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next update. Until then, y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.